The Temptations are a five-piece vocal group who were formed in 1960 from the nuclear fusion of two rival groups and were part of the core Motown thing. They've had many personnel changes and a long, complicated, and confusing history of members. But they are still going, and they still include Otis Williams, who is the last surviving founder member at 82, and he holds the rights to the name The Temptations. Wikipedia lists 45 studio albums released by them. Hi, my name's Dan. So this was their ninth studio album and it's my first listen to it, but I have heard some of the tracks off this album before. I have reviewed a Temptations album previously. Before I was doing video reviews, I had a blog that I was doing reviews on, and there was an anthology of theirs came up on there. So this is mostly, I would say, 60s soul with a Motown flavour. All sorts of things make that stand out like that, but the use of tambourine is something that I very strongly associate with this, and that is, pretty much in there. Except for two of the tracks, which are longer tracks, which are funk soul. Apparently, they were attempting to emulate James Brown and Sly and the Family Stone. And there were mixed feelings among the people involved as to whether this was a good idea or not. So those two tracks are elongated and funky. They're still distinctly 1 foot in soul, I would say. So not as far down the funk path as Funkadelic went, for example. Most of the rest is kind of, different flavours of Motown soul with strings and lush arrangements and all sorts of stuff going on. Playing's pretty good. That's probably the house band or a session band, not credited on Wikipedia, so I don't know who's playing the stuff here. It was fairly standard for a group like this to get all the headline attention while the instrumentalists got no recognition, particularly. And the two funky tracks are pretty good. I would say the rest left me fairly cold at times. I had to say there were bits that were better than others, but I think that's one of those phrases that's always going to be the case. I think there is a version of "Heard It on the Grapevine" on here, so at least there was one other song that I recognised, which could have been better. I prefer the Marvin Gaye version. It is Marvin Gaye, yes. The songwriting, again, it's not them, the band. It's okay, but it's fairly formulaic soul stuff, generally about love and loss and so on. The track Cloud Nine, which is one of the funky songs, has been accused of being about drugs. Now, apparently at the time they denied that. I don't know if there's any further thought on that since then. I, from my listen to it, then I hadn't really thought that it was about drugs when I listened to it. Maybe that's because drugs aren't on my radar very much. But in retrospect, either it is about drugs or it's about self-delusion. So it could be either of those. There was one song which is called "Gonna Keep on Trying Till I Win Your Love." It is all about trying to impress a woman so much that you can steal her from her current partner. Again, fairly standard fare, but it did just make me think, why would you want to do that? Because don't I think people don't think these things through. Maybe love doesn't let you think things through like this, but if this woman is somebody that you can steal from her current partner, then what are the chances that someone else is going to be able to steal her from you? If she's the sort of woman who will do that, then she's the sort of woman that'll do that, maybe. Unless, of course, she finds that you are absolutely the love of love of her life, and you settle down and happy ever after. Yeah. Anyway, this just really leaves me with the singing to talk about, which is presumably the focus here, given that we've got five singers. And some of them appear more than others, but they all get a chance to be lead vocal at some point or other. One of them, kind of fairly typical for a band like this, a group like this, one of them can sing very low, and one of them can sing very high. I can't really do that. Generally, I would say the singing was okay. It wasn't something that I particularly went pock a hoop over. There's some tiny tuning issues at times, but not a lot. So in the end, as I say, I didn't really get on with the soul that well. The funky stuff a bit better, so I would give it a score of 7 for the funky tracks, 6.4 for the rest, and I'm going to split the difference between those two because the funky tracks are longer, so they have more weight, I guess, with that, even though there's only 2 of them. So that's what I think. I'd love to know what you think. So please do enlighten me by leaving me a comment. And that's it from me for now.
Since you've been gone, girl, said that I've been so all